Good morning. Happy Friday. Hope you guys are doing well. Almost to the weekend, which is great. Sorry I didn't have a video yesterday for 4.4. I will do that now. Um, it's been a rough week. So just so you know, my grandma actually passed away on Wednesday. So it's been pretty tough. We love my grandma. She was 96 years old. So she had just a full and wonderful life. My boys adore her. She was great grandma. So it's been really awesome that they've gotten to know her. And yeah, it's been a pretty rough week. So I really appreciate you guys working hard and hanging in there. And it really helps me here at home. I appreciate being able to be with family right now. So anyway, I do miss you guys. So I hope you are doing well. All right, so I'm going to do 4.4 and then do the classwork for 4.5. So I'm going to kind of combine those, make sure that you have them. If you were able to do the homework on your own yesterday, that's awesome. You can just fast forward through this point, okay? So let me allow myself in. Let's see. There we go, and share my screen. Oh, I have to allow myself to share. Share screen. All right. Here we go. So 4.4, minimize my face up here. All right, so 4.4, look at, here's another Dorito. I need to ask Mrs. Howe what Dorito is. It sounds so fun, right? So delicious. All right, so for number 1, it says solve 3x equals negative 27. Show all steps. Check your answer. Okay, so what we're going to do, we have, give myself a bigger pen, 3x equals negative 27. So we're solving for x. Right here we have 3 times x. To undo that, we do the opposite, which is division. So we'll divide by 3 on each side. Let's cross out. 27 divided by 3 is, let's see, oh, wrong thing. There it is, it's 9. Look, I didn't trust my mental math, so I used my calculator. And of course, I need to make sure I bring down my negative. So it's negative 9. The way that you check your answer is to simply plug it in. 3 times negative 9 is 27. So yes, it checks out. Number 1. Right. Number 2 says, you walked 2 miles on a 5-mile trail. What percent of the total distance did you travel? Okay, so we are going 2 out of 5 miles. And remember, we set this up as a proportion. I mean, you could divide it that way, but we're going to say what percent, that's n out of 100 is that. We're going to cross multiply. Gives us 5n equals 2 times 100, which of course is 200. So 5n equals 200. We're going to divide both sides by 5. So that gives us n equals 40. When we look at that, we could say right here, 20 divided by 5 is 4, and then add the 0. So, and it is 40%. Okay. Good for number 2. All right, number 3 says there are 40 cars, 12 trucks, and 8 I can't even talk, 8 SUVs crossing a bridge. What percent of the total number of vehicles are trucks? Okay, so first thing we need to do is add them together. 40 cars, 40 cars plus 12 trucks plus 8 SUVs. That's going to say, so 12 plus 8 is 20. 40 plus 20 is 60 total vehicles. And it says what percent are trucks? We have 12 trucks. So if we have 12, that's our part out of the whole is 60. Then what part out of 100 are trucks? Same thing, cross multiply gives us 60N equals 12 times 100. 60N equals 1200. Now it's 60 times N. To undo multiplication, we divide. What we do on one side of the equal sign, we do on the other. These right here, cancel that out. So now we can say 120 divided by 6 is going to be 20. So 20% are trucks. Oh, okay, are Turks. Oh my goodness. 20% trucks. There we go. All right, it's all set with number 3. Okay, so let's go on to the classwork. And when I first read it, it was confusing, but then I understood it, I guess. I looked at it and said, oh, that's a lot of words. So let's take a look here. This is 4.4 homework. It says the perimeter of an equilateral triangle, you will see this in your notes next week, is 9x minus 9.6. So you want to write an equation to represent its perimeter as a sum. And of course, there's 3 sides in a triangle, and then simplify. The next thing says write an expression to represent its perimeter as a product. So product is the answer to a multiplication problem. Okay, so this one is for sum. This one is for multiplication. Okay, and then it says, so first we need to make sense of the problem. If an equilateral, all 3 sides are congruent or the same, equal. So if each perimeter was 9, then each side would be 1/3 of 9. Okay, so we just need a 1/3 because we know there's 3 sides in a triangle. In equilateral, they're the same. So we're looking at right here. Okay, so we have what's given to us is 9x minus 9.6. And we know that that is for all 3 sides. So to find the length of one side, we need 1 out of 3. Okay, so when we simplify that, that's going to give us, so it's really everything divided by 3, 3x minus 3.2. And of course, we want to change that to add the opposite. Okay, so if we were to show this as a sum, we're going to show it like this, like we're adding all 3 sides. So we would say 3x plus negative 3.2 plus 3x plus negative 3.2 plus 3x plus negative 3.2. Okay, so then we would combine like terms. So all of our 3x's and then all of our, let's get another color and go here, here, and here. And then of course that would give us our original, which is 9x plus negative 9.6. So all you're doing is you're going forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards. So taking apart and putting back together. And this is just really helping you understand, ultimately, this is the distributive property. Okay. All right. So that is for the addition. Then of course it wants to show, so here is the addition. And then it wants to show it as product or as a multiplication. So if we have 3 times 3x plus, and this is going to appear after we have the 1/3, negative 3.2. And you see it's the same thing. So this is repeated addition, and then this is multiplication. And we're going to make it go right back as we distribute right back to our original that it gave us, 9x plus negative 9.6. All right. So it seems like a lot of work, but it's just taking it apart and putting it back together. Okay. So let's go ahead and do number 2. Erase all of these scribbles here. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do for each of these is multiply it times 1/3. So dividing everything by 3, and that gives us the side length. Okay, so for number 2, we're going to do 1/3 times 12x minus 9.3. Oops, squarely there. All right, so that gives us, for one side, it is going to be 4x. Oh, and I forgot to add the opposite, plus a negative 3.1. Okay, so that is what we are going to be adding and multiplying. Okay, so then for the first part, we're simply going to, I need it a little bit skinnier. So for the repeated addition, we're just going to show 4x plus negative 3.1. We did it 3 times. Okay, and then we're going to combine like terms, which is all of the x's, and then all of our integers, and it should give us the same thing. And that just shows us how we are putting it together. Oh, I'm sorry, not that one. It goes up to the 12 because there's 3 of them. All right. It gives us our original, which is this one, 12x plus negative 9.3. Okay, so now we're going to take this value here and do it with multiplication. So that will be 3, because there's 3 sides, times 4x plus negative 3.1. When you distribute that, it gives you the same thing, 12x plus negative 9.3. All right. So yeah, it's a lot of work. It's just tedious, but what it's doing is it's helping you practice taking these ones apart and then how you put them back together to represent an equilateral triangle. And of course, equilateral means same side length. Each side length is equal. All right. So what I want you to do is you are going to finish the rest of those. Well, want me to do it with you? Let's just do it together. That's fine. All right. All right, almost there. Okay. There. All right, so we have done 1 and 2. So now we are on number 3. Oh, let me erase those little dots there. All right, number 3. Let's see if I can give myself some more room. All right. So for number 3, we want to see the side length of one side. So we're going to do 1/3 times 15x minus 6.9. And of course, we're going to add the opposite right there. Divide everything by 3 gives us 5x plus negative 2.3. All right, so this is side length. Side length. All right, that's what we're working with. So now to show the repeated addition, we're going to do it 3 times. Once, twice, 3rd time's a charm. Combine like terms. And there gives us our original, which is 15x plus negative 6.9. Then we're going to show it with multiplication. So we're going to take our side length, multiply it times 3, which do you see is just the opposite of how we started multiplying times 1/3. So 3 times 5x plus negative 2/3. Distribute. That gives us 15x plus negative 6.9. All right. So we are good with number 3. All right. Get eye length. All right, see if I can fit it back in there. Purple side length. All right. Number 4 gives us 24. We're going to do 1/3 times 24x minus 3.6. Make that to add the opposite. So that gives us 8x plus a negative 1.2. All right, and that is our side length. There we go. Side length. Okay, so repeated addition. Black. All right, so we're going to have 8x plus negative 1.2. There's 1, 2, and 3. Combine like terms. And here gives us our original 24x plus negative 3.6. Okay, now we're going to do our multiplication with our side length. 3 sides of an equilateral triangle times 8x plus negative 1.2. We distribute those. And that gives us, again, 24x plus negative 3.6. Done with number 4. Okay. All right, erase, 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 erase. All right, here we go, number 5. 1/3 of 6x minus 12.6 gives us a side length of 2x plus negative plus a negative. Let's see, 12 divided by 3 is 4. 6 divided by 3 is 2. There is our side length. Show it repeated addition. So 2x plus negative 4.2. There it is twice. Oops. And 3 times. Combine like terms. Gives us our original, which is 6x plus negative 12.6. Showing it by multiplication. 3 times our side length. 2x plus negative 4.2. Distribute gives us 6x plus negative 12.6. Right? Hang it in there. 2 more. Erase. All right. And this one. Okay. Number 6, we're going to do 1/3 of 18x minus 15.3. Add the opposite. Divide each of those by 3 gives us 6x plus negative 5.1. That is our side length. Add those together 3 times. Oh, we're on number 6. Right, let me circle these. This is all right. There's once, twice, and 3 times. Combine like terms. Gives us our original 18x plus negative 15.3. Do it with multiplication. 3 sides times our side length of 6x plus negative 5.1. Distribute those gives us 18x plus a negative 15.3. All right. Brings us to number 7. All right. There we go. Number 7. We have 3x minus 6.6. We're going to add the opposite. Divide by 3 gives us a 1x plus a negative 2.2 for our side length. Number 7. Add that together 3 times, 1 for each side of our equilateral triangle. Remember, equilateral means that each side is equal. All right. Combine like terms. 1, 2, 3x. 3x plus a negative 6.6. Now we'll do it with multiplication. 3 equal sides times the side length of x plus negative 2.2. When we distribute that, we're given 3x plus negative 6.6. All right, so for this assignment, gives you the answer, and the work is actually just showing the work that you're doing. All right, so that is all 4.4. I'm going to go right into the classwork of 4.5. All right, super easy peasy, just 3 problems on here. For number 1, it's telling us to simplify. We have, which you can use a piece of paper for this, or I guess work on the back if you have room. Make sure that you label it correctly with 4.5, okay? And then this is a different assignment on your yellow stamp card, so then you'll just put 4.5, okay? All right, number 1, simplify. Negative 4n plus 8 minus n minus 3. Okay, so first thing I want to do here, this is an add the opposite, and we need to distribute this negative sign, because this is actually a negative 1 times n plus negative 3. So we are going to distribute that into each of those. So this stays the same. This is a positive 1. So when I distribute those, they just simply come out of the parentheses. So we have negative 4n plus 8 plus, now I have a negative times a positive, it's going to be a negative n. Then we have a negative times a negative gives me a positive 3. Combine like terms, so here's my n's. Gives me negative 4n and a negative n, gives me a negative 5n plus 11. And there's my simplified problem. All right. Number 2 says, you roll a dice twice. What is the probability of getting a 1 and a 2? So to do probability on a dice, there's 6 sides. So the probability of getting a 1, we have a 1 out of 6 chance. Probability of getting a 2, there is 1, 2 on a 6-sided dice. So again, it is a 1 out of 6 chance. We're going to multiply those, which means we have a 1 out of 36 chance. Okay, brings us to number 3. Number 3. There we go. I have 1 1/4 times negative 2/5 minus 1 1/2. Right? First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take these from mixed numbers and make them improper fractions. So I'm going to go 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So this is 5/4 times negative 2/5 minus 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, 3/2. Right? So looking at this, I can simplify. 5 goes into 5 one time. Gives me negative. I'm going to have to put it up here. Whoop, equals negative 2/4 minus 3/2. Here's what's nice. To get the same denominator, I can actually simplify negative 2/4, and that simplifies to a negative 1/2 minus 3/2, which of course we're going to add the opposite, and it makes it real easy to see. We're going to combine those into negative 4/2, which of course simplifies to negative 2. It's the answer for number 3. All righty. So that is it for 4.5. You'll look at the back of your next one. Here it is, homework 4.5. Copy notes 41 and 42. Now yesterday, if you weren't able to do 4.4 by yourself, you would have made sure that you did all of these notes. So maybe you are finished for the week. I don't know. This week, you should have done this. So this was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, plus your little bonus notes right here. So there are 7 pages total. And then I want you to catch up on any notes that you are missing. Okay. So as of today, you should have all your notes from 1 to 42 completed, as well as the table of contents. All right, so right here it says we have a notebook assessment check on December 16th. Okay, so it's not next Wednesday, it's the Wednesday after that. So you have about a week and a half, and it's worth 55 points. You're going to have notes up through number 52. Then you have a point for each page of table of contents, and then one just for having your name and 7th grade notes on the cover. So 55 points total. It's very important. In Google Classroom, you can actually go in and let's see here. I think I put it in with your actual notes. Let's see, view more. Where is it? Copy notes. There we are. Look at this. This is your math notes. And so in one document, you have all of your notes here if you need to finish any or get caught up if you were absent. So your table of contents also, that's page 1. And I did the second page up through the end, so you can actually complete your table of contents now. And we will have 7 more tomorrow, and then 3 more the following week, and you'll be all done. All righty. Let me stop sharing here. Stop share and leave the meeting. All right. So I hope you guys are doing well. I miss you so much. I wish I could be in the classroom with you. All right. Have a wonderful weekend. And as you go through your day, remember who you are, remember what you stand for, and lead by example. Bye, guys.